Nagbabalik ang schoolmates. Okay, sir, no? Mapunta naman po tayo sa mga programa ng iyong ahensya. Ano po ba yung sa tingin ninyo na may pagmamalaki na accomplishments ng iyong ahensya for the last 3 years?
Actually, I'm on my second year pa lang. Wala pang second years. Magsa-second year pa lang ako sa August. Pero marami na kaming nagawa. One of the things that I'm so proud of, speaking of pride, we joined Pride, the Pride Parade in UP.
Yeah.
The Love Laban Pride Parade. And what's nice about that is, sinasabi ko nga, last year was the first time that a chairperson actually walked the entire march of the Pride. And that was me. And actually, accident pa yun kasi magsasalita lang dapat ako. Ending, we walked 10 kilometers ata. So, okay na rin kasi
Brisk walk po
Join
siya
sa
doon.
buong walker.
kahit pawis na pawis, at least may exercise.
Correct.
But,
Yeah.
our promise then, sinabi namin, because the president's orders is to really be inclusive. And true enough, ang ginawa namin was we became the biggest partner, government agency partner ng Love Laban. So you'll see sa mga posters nila presented by National Youth Commission. So nag-allocate kami ng malaking pondo, meron na kaming sariling float, meron din kaming sariling stage. Binigay sa amin ng UP, yung UP Sunken Garden. And my gosh, when I looked at the photo and the video, imagine mo, punong-puno yung UP Sunken Garden.
yeah.
Thousands
Yes.
of people. I mean,
It's
there
like
was...
a yearly thing now.
It's a yearly
It's a
thing.
yearly thing
And
now.
I saw that we had a recorded event of, hindi lang naman sa UP, no? Sa iba't ibang parte na nag-celebrate ng Pride, about 500,000, 500,000 to 600,000 people that participated in Pride. Hindi naman kailangan LGBTQIA ka,
Correct.
di ba?
Yeah.
Pwede namang
Pwede
supporter.
Ally.
Could be an
Ally.
Yeah.
So basically, that's one of the things that we're really proud of because ang masasabi ko is, nag-promise kami and nag-deliver kami.
Correct.
And at the same time, yung feedback ng mga tao after that was very, very good. And in fact, nag-commit kami in my speech there in front of everybody. When I asked them, do you want one for Visayas and Mindanao? They're like, they went one. They said yes.
Yeah.
So we committed. I mean, we're fighting for the budget pa rin.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
We're asking help from our friends in Congress to help us out fund the Visayas and Mindanao.
Yeah. And I think it's because you were staying true to what you really meant as inclusivity, di ba? And marami din kasi talaga mga kabataan na hindi ganun naaabot ng mga ganitong uri ng mga aktibidad. Naririnig lang nila, pero hindi
Yes.
sila nakakasama. So, speaking of which, ano pa po ba yung mga initiatives na meron ng inyong ahensya para mas mapalawig or maabot natin yung mga ganitong mga kabataan, not just in the quote-unquote, yung generational term na Imperial Manila. Diba? Diba ito totoo? Diba?
Yeah.
Leadership daw is just for the Imperial Manila, pero hindi nasasama ang Vismin, diba? Or yung mga liblib na lugar in the far
Totoo.
Luzon, diba?
Well, maybe instead of talking about project specific, gusto ko lang sabihin ko yung paraan na ginagawa namin.
Right.
So, sa example, sa mga events na ginagawa namin, ang order ko sa team namin is, huwag kayong babalik ng babalik sa isang pwesto. You establish the event in a place that you have never established an event ever.
Right.
So that includes places like Lanao, like Marawi, like Cotabato, Bukidnon, Samar, all these places na you think na hindi pinupuntahan ng mga tao. So yun yung one of the aspects na I would say na very, very proud kami na gawin yun. And another thing is, actually, ang dami namin ginagawa eh. One of the things also that we're very proud of is we unblocked those people that previous administrations blocked.
Correct.
So,
inclusivity.
yeah,
again.
which we love.
Inclusivity, yes.
So
correct.
sa mga programa ngayon, ang ginagawa namin is we really include them in our decision making. And one of the most concrete ways to see that is sa external task force meetings namin. Yung external task force meetings is mga meetings namin regarding, let's say, aspects of environment, of economic empowerment, yung mga ganyang bagay. Sinasama na namin yung mga youth organizations. So pagka nagdi-discuss kami sa plano namin, sa mga i-execute namin ng programa, nandyan sila, may seat sila.
Correct.
So they can, pwede sila mag-ambag, kumbaga,
Correct.
ng
Yeah.
suggestion nila, how to make it better, which shows that we are listening to you, we're reflecting that in our funds para makita ng mga tao na kasama sila, may co-ownership sila sa
Correct.
paggastos ng pera para sa kabataan. So
Correct.
that's one of the things. And of course, I'm also very proud of our partnership with the Philippine Sports Commission. Grabe, as in, kulang na lang baka gawin kami na Department of Youth and Sports. Pero ano talaga, as in, ang ganda ng synergy namin ni Chairman Pato Gregorio. Kasi we're both in tourism. I started out in Department of Tourism and we're both in business as well. and sports. I was
Correct.
pushing for surfing, and he was pushing for other sports as well in his private capacity. And just this year, we were able to come up with a pilot sports camp to take away our youth from drugs. Of course, with help from the Dangerous Drugs Board. And nagkaroon po kami ng volleyball and basketball sports camps sa Philippine Sports Arena. And ang goal namin was to bring this, no, may budget pa kami, to bring this to Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So, bumisita kami ni Chairman Pato Gregorio sa Naga, kay Mayor Lenny, and nag-ambag kami ng mga sports equipment, ng mga commitments namin sa kanila. And the National Youth Commission committed to Mayor Lenny that we will be holding the first leg of the Luzon sports camp for youth sa Naga City for the Bicol region. So we are inviting people from Luzon to gather to do the sports camp there. Same thing with Visayas, we're looking at Cebu. Hindi pa po kami nag-event sa Cebu. And sa Mindanao, we're looking at Marawi or Sulu. Kasi gusto talaga namin matulungan yung mga kapatid natin sa Marawi.
Yan. So,
Yeah.
syempre, no, maraming ways that we NYC can definitely show up, no? And of course, I love that you're very transparent na this is where the fun goes.
Yes.
Ito yung activities na ginagawa namin and it's very holistic. It's not just for empowerment and just for people to have a seat at the table. It's for them to actually partake in those kinds of activities. I love that.
Can I add also, one of the things that I want to commend the President for is really appointing a very young Secretary for Budget and Management, Secretary Kim De Leon. And he's actually been working with the National Youth Commission nung nasa NCPAG pa siya. And he's also a very active youth
NCPAG,
youth
yes.
ally. Oo,
Okay.
youth ally, no? And ang maganda dito is we already came into partnership. We committed to each other that the NYC will be committed to the open governance framework na ginagawa nila. Vinolunteer namin yung NYC na balandrahin nyo, baliktarin nyo yung NYC, yung mga budgets na napupunta para mapakita natin sa mga tao
Correct,
for transparency and accountability. So we volunteered. The last 2 years, our legacy project for Bagong Pilipinas is to, yun nga, show transparency and accountability and to ensure na kasama lahat ng kabataan in terms of, I guess, deciding where the budget should go.
I love that.
I love it.
My
Grabe.
bottoms-up approach. Tama, bottoms-up approach ang gagawin ng NYC.
Totoo. And lastly, sir, ano po yung mensahe ninyo at ng NYC para sa mga kabataan natin ngayon?
Para sa ating mga kabataan ngayon, lalo na sa mga nanonood ng schoolmates, I want you to to keep being inspired despite of the things that are happening in our country today. Alam mo, kahit ako, my dream was to really run for politics and all. But even me, I'm getting discouraged with everything that's happening.
Oh,
but
real.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
First the lie.
Exactly, and all the more that I was mistaken. I thought I wanted to give up, but all the more that we should be more
Correct.
participative.
Correct.
Kasi alam nga naman iiwan natin. I always tell this to people, no. Pilipinas parang yung tao na nakahiga sa floor. Dadaanan mo lang ba yung tao pag nakikita mo nagsasuffer or tatapak-tapakan mo? Di ba hindi? If you were brought up well by your parents or your family or whoever's around you, you help that person up.
Yeah.
And that's what the Philippines is right now. Tinatapunan ng kung sino-sino and we cannot let that happen. And so, sa ating mga kabataan, lalo na sa mga gustong nag-iisip mag-alsa, all these other things, the best way to go about it if you really want to help the Philippines is to join civil service.
Correct.
Upskill yourself, run for politics kahit na imposible dahil may mga political dynasty, run pa rin. Because at the end of the day, you running is a protest to the current system that we have. If you want to change the system, gusto niyo palitan yung nakakasawang sistema ng kahirapan, then mag-civil service kayo, tumakbo kayo, or find people who are thinking of the same thing and have the same mindset. Because at the end of the day, I know for a fact na maraming tao na hindi na happy sa mga nangyayari ngayon. And if you look at the stats, 40% of our voting population are undecided. And in 2028, 80% or 70% of our voters will be comprised of the youth. I thought when I came in the National Youth Commission na ang liit lang to ng agency na to, but I was mistaken. I think everybody else was corrected. The youth now is the most powerful voice in the Philippines.
Right.
But that's only if you know how to speak up. So sa ating mga kabataan,
Clock it.
don't be silent, speak, but at the same time, you have to fight for the right the right way for the right things. And with that, sa ating schoolmates, maraming salamat. I always give 3 things sa ating mga kabataan. Keep the faith, the hope, and the love.
I love that.
I love it.
that.
Wow.
Keep the faith in the Lord na hindi kayo bibigyan ng challenge na hindi nyo kakayanin. keep the love for those, especially dun sa mga nagsasuffer sa mental health, because ang daming may pinagdadaanan ngayon, and being kind goes a long way. But don't forget to also love yourself, because if you can't love yourself, mahirap magmahal ng ibang tao. And lastly, as I said, huwag kayo mawalan ng pag-asa, because the minute you lose hope, then it's the end for us. So, laban lang sa ating mga kabataan, and I hope to see you in the battlegrounds of our society. Nandito po ako to lead you as the National Youth Commission Chair, hopefully for something bigger later on. But with that first, we need you to be active and we need you to speak up.
Okay. Maraming salamat po, sir, no, sa mga gems of wisdom din. I think yung mga schoolmates natin talagang madadigest yung mga nasabi ninyo. Maraming salamat po, Yusik Jeff Ortega, sa pagsama sa amin dito sa Schoolmates. Maraming salamat po.
Guys.
Schoolmates, alam natin na ang pagiging teenager is the first stage of adolescence, and this is also the stage where we explore things around us. Kaya kilalanin natin ang firstborn twins ng nag-iisang Joel Cruz. Kaya naman panoorin natin yan dito lang sa Bida Kabataan. Being a teenager is the first stage of adulthood at lahat tayo ay napagdaanan nito. Sabi nga nila, this is also the most crucial stage for adulthood. Kaya for today's ganap, ating alamin ang life ni na Prince Sean and Princess Sin as they embrace the journey of being a teenager.
It's like being a mini adult because it has like work and other stuff that relates to being a teenager. So it's kind of like being adult.
Becoming a teenager is very exciting because you're exposed to a bigger community. I like to get the job done. Let's say if I have a homework due tomorrow, I like to do it today so I don't need to do it tomorrow. And some other extracurricular activities, I don't really have any at the moment.
I'm into painting, swimming, and I don't know if this is a hobby, but dancing also. Just to not get influenced, I focus on other things like my family and my friends.
Just be yourself. Because in social media, there's a lot of people that, you have to be like this. If you want to do, you have to be like, just be yourself and just focus on other things, yeah.
It's just prince and princess who have their gadgets with them, like the cell phone. But the rest of the 6 kids, they don't have gadgets anymore.
For me, I'm a bit strict and I'm more of like a loving person. And then like the things I tell them lang is about school, because we talk about school, them and me.
It depends whenever I'm strict or loving. If they do something bad, of course, I have to be strict to them so they get to learn. But when I'm loving, yeah, I'm just chill. I get to play with them. And the advice I usually give to them, let's say in school, is always to try your best and to work hard. And because the family is very sporty, like all the 6 boys were very sporty and they love playing games. So I just tell them whenever you're playing games, don't cry if you win or lose because, it's just a game, of course.
For me, being an artist, I want to like showcase Filipino culture or my own artwork.
Before, I really loved football, but now I want to help my dad in his business. So whenever he needs help, I can just be there by his side. Yeah, my dad's very supportive and he told me one time, whatever you want to do, do it because I'll support you in that. I don't want to force you to go in one career that I want. He told me like, do what you love to do, something like that.
For me, it's different. He wants me to become like Miss Universe, but I always tell him I don't want. And yeah, he's also really supportive to me. So anything I want, he will support me.
Of course, I also tell them na yung sharing, no? I have to teach them about sharing for the less fortunate, especially elderly and children. Prince and princess, they're very, very somehow attentive doon sa sinasabi ko.